And good evening, everyone. Welcome to another exciting Saturday Night Wine Stream and another exciting episode of Drink with Rick. I'm Rick, and tonight, we've got a Pinot Noir to open. And this one's been waiting in the wings for a while, so I'm looking forward to opening it up tonight. Plus, we have some other fun for you. I've got, we're going to open and pour and taste and review this wine and pair it with some food, of course. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about this new channel we have called the Puzzle Zone that my daughter Tia and I, CM Center, put together. And we've been having a lot of fun with it. Also, I've got a couple of videos to show you tonight. These videos were made by TomAntio. I think one of them is pretty funny, in particular. So we're going to take a look at those tonight. I think you'll enjoy that. I hope you'll enjoy it as much as I did the first time I saw it. And this is only going to be about the second time I've seen some of these. So looking forward to it. Also, we have an open chat. So get in the chat and tell me how you're doing and tell me how your day's been. I want to apologize, first of all, that for the late start. We had a very late start this week and last week, and that was primarily due to some technical issues. Now, not last week, but the week before. Last week was off, but the week before I had some technical issues with Facebook. Tonight I'm having technical issues with YouTube, and I was having some technical issues with my whole multi-stream setup. So I don't know what happened with that. So hopefully everybody can see me fine. If you are watching me for the first time or for the 145th time, because this is the 145th episode of the Wine Stream, Drink with Rick. This is Drink with Rick. This is a stream of consciousness kind of show. I do have some show notes, and they're right here, but I do not follow them verbatim because this show isn't about me. It's somewhat about the wine, but this show is really about you and me getting together on a Saturday night, kicking back, relaxing with our favorite libation, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be wine. It could be whatever you want to drink, whatever. Or eat. You can snack. Feel free to snack. It won't offend me. I'm going to do a little snacking myself. I'm going to show you my snacks here in just a few moments. But it's just a night. Just kick back and relax and have a good time, and just with some friends. That's what we're doing here. We don't talk about politics or religion or anything like that. We just talk about things that we all like to sit back and chat, and that'll bring us people together. That's what it's really about, just bringing people together. Now, I have a couple of things going on in my ear. I don't know what is going on there, but let me see what's happening here. Do I have another audio? I might have some more audio going on here on another channel. No, guess not. I hope it sounds pretty good. I can't tell on this end. I'm having some little glitches. So let me know if you're having some problems seeing me or hearing me or both. Hopefully it's not going to be an issue. Where was I? Okay. You can watch me live. If you're watching me now, you can watch me live on our Facebook page, Drink with Rick. YouTube, normally it's up. Tonight it's not. We're having all kinds of issues. YouTube is Drink with Rick, and also Twitch is Drink with Rick and the number 1, Drink with Rick 1, all one word. And we're on Twitter. Twitter is at Drink with Rick. I don't know what's going on with this stream tonight. I really don't. Hopefully we're not going to have any serious glitches. I'm going to have to go back and review all of this technical stuff later. But for now, here we are, and hopefully we can sort of forget about some of the technical stuff for a while and just have a good time. The technical stuff always bugs me, because I am a tech guy. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, the podcast. The podcast goes up at Monday nights. On Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. Monday nights, you can catch the podcast at drinkwithrick.com. You can subscribe to it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, your favorite Android device, Stitcher Radio, Blueberry.com, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Amazon Music, podcastindex.org, and by email. If you click on the little blue button, if you see the blue button there on the website, on the subscribe page, just click on the little blue button, put in your email address, and you'll get the latest episode of the podcast as soon as it drops, and no salesman will call. And you can unsubscribe at any time, but please don't. Please don't. Please don't unsubscribe. Okay, so let me show you just for a minute or two. I guess I should explain why the snow in the background, okay? And let me, before I do that, let me acknowledge everybody in the chat here. My good friend Ed is in the chat, or he was here earlier, and we've had our false start. Hopefully you're still here, Ed, and tell me how you're doing. Tell me how you're doing. And by the way, the prizes that went out to everybody on, for the game that we are playing, doing it in 2 parts, the prizes have just arrived, and they will be going out shortly this week. So those of you who won prizes I know, Ed, you were one of them. We will get those here shortly. And Ed says still here, and I sure am glad you're here. And, I don't know what's the technical stuff on YouTube. I don't know. But we do have folks watching on the chat on Twitch. And that Square Guy is in the chat on Twitch. My good friend, that Square Guy. And he says, hi, everyone. And, yeah, darn YouTube, yeah. And Kevin J. Ranked is in the chat also. He says, hey, everyone. And the Square Guy says, everything is fine on Twitch. I don't know where this I'm getting some double, I don't know what's going on here. Some double feedback. I wonder if it's something. What is it coming from? Might be coming from my website. Nope. I don't know where it's coming from, to be honest. It's not coming from, I don't think it's coming from, I don't think it's come from YouTube, because YouTube, I'm not even getting a video. I've got the audio turned off just about everywhere else except, let's see if I got it going somewhere else here that I don't know about. No, I guess not. I don't see it. I'm getting some kind of doubling or feedback there, and I really have no idea where that's coming from. But if you're hearing it, let me know, and I'll see if I can fix that. And let's see who else is in the chat. Let's see. So the Square Guy and Kevin's in the chat on Twitch, and TomAntio's in the chat, and he just rated me with a party of 4. Caldeo60 is rating me with a party of 2. Thank you very much to both of you, TomAntio and Caldeo60. And who else is here? Oh, wow. Brass Hot Dog is in the chat. And Brass Hot Dog says, wow, what a snowstorm. Yeah, I'm getting to that. And it's great to see you, by the way. Great to see you. And for those of you who are not on Twitch, yeah, we have quite a party going on Twitch, and hope everybody sticks around because it's going to be fun. You're going to see some of TomAntio's work, his latest work, too, so stick around for that. Square Guy says, I'm not hearing any feedback. Not hearing any feedback. That's good. That's a good thing. I don't know why I'm getting it in my ear, but that's a good thing. I wonder if it, you know what? I wonder if it's coming from, I know where it was coming from. It was coming from Caster, the Caster app. That's where it was coming from. Okay. I tell you what, I don't normally get too rattled about this stuff, but I am tonight because I really had something special planned, and it just, so far, everything seems to have worked against me, and I hope the rest of it will go smoothly. The show must go on, and it will, and we're doing that right now. So, this is what we're drinking tonight. Let me show you, first of all, what we're drinking tonight. This is called Angeline. Angeline is a Pinot Noir. This is a 2020 Pinot Noir from California. This is a California wine. I'm going to read the back of this real quick so we all know where we are here. Angeline Vineyards, 2020 Pinot Noir, California. This is family owned since 1990. I wonder who owned it before then. But I know, okay, family owned since 1990. Generous with vivid notes of cranberry, raspberry, and dark cherry with cola and subtle toasted oak. AngelineWinery.com. You can go look it up, AngelineWinery.com. This is vented and bottled by Angeline Santa Rosa, Sonoma County, California. And there is 13.8% alcohol by volume in the 750 milliliter bottle of wine. So that's what we're drinking tonight. Looking forward to it. I thought at first, maybe we ought to open up the big sipper wine, but nah, we're not going to do that. Not tonight. Maybe not any night, because this is like a $3 bottle of wine, and not exactly $2 chuck. But you know what I found out? I was walking around in Trader Joe's last week or a couple of weeks ago to buy some wines, and I saw the $2 chucks, also known as the Charles Shaw wines. $2 chuck is $3.49. $2 chuck is $3.49. Inflation has hit, folks, and hit hard, especially to the wines. So what does that mean? It means that $2 chuck is no longer $2 chuck. Same stuff, just costs more. Oh my, the times we are, the times they are changing. Oh, okay, I can't say that, can I? The times we live in today. No, I can't say that because it's, I don't want to get a DCMA takedown or something. My apologies to musicians who have worked so hard for that. I've got more news about that. I almost forgot about that, but we're going to talk about that later on. Big news, and we're going to have a big toast on that too. A big toast. So I hope you'll join me for that. It's going to be big news for a lot of people that are streaming and that use music for their videos and their podcasts and things like that. Big news. Good news. So I'll tell you about that later. You're not going to want to miss this news. Trust me, you're not. Okay, so where was I? Oh, yes. The food. We're going to pair it with some food. Boy, I'm really, I know I'm distracted so much with all the technical stuff. Okay, this is the food we're going to pair it with tonight. Is some steak and what should go really good with Pinot Noir, and it's getting a little cold now. My lovely wife, Chi, put this together. Didn't she do a great job on this platter? She did a great job on it, but some of this is getting cold. The steak is getting cold now because it's taken me like 45 minutes to get here. We were supposed to start 45 minutes ago. We have the Trader Joe's Double Cream Gouda, and we have this. This is the creamy Toscana. This is the Toscana with Merlot. That's what it is. And my wife had some garnishing here and some blueberries and a cinnamon bun. Oh boy. I don't know if I should be eating that with the wine, but I'm supposed to be on a diet. That was one of my New Year's resolutions. That's why I try not to make New Year's resolutions, because I wind up not keeping them. And last year, my New Year's resolution was not to make any more New Year's resolutions, which I broke this year because I made one too. Never mind. Okay, so let's go on with the show, such as it is. And anyone else joining me in the chat, feel free to join and say hi. And Ed, how was your New Year's, Ed? And how's your New Year's been? I hope everyone's was fine. All right, now we don't need a screw cap. Screw cap. Is there a do-over for this whole show? All right, we don't need a corkscrew for this because we have a screw cap tonight. That's what this is, a screw cap. So we don't need we don't need no stinking corkscrews, right? So I'm going to go ahead and open this bottle of wine and hopefully not spill it on everything. And of course, I don't have my. Of course not. I don't. That's something else I forgot tonight. I thought I had it up here actually. I thought I did have it. My aerator, it's not here. Oh, this show's going downhill fast. Okay, so I don't have my aerator, but I do have my my Galway genuine Irish crystal glass from Ireland, given to me by my employers at BuyToWhereRadios.com. So without the aerator in place, I'm going to pour just a little bit of this wine into the glass. Oh, man. Can I do this whole show over again? I mean, what a mess. Okay. It's going to be entertaining. Everybody except me. I'm going to be cringing later when I'm editing the podcast version of this show. I'll probably cut half of it out. Maybe the whole thing. Podcast is Drink with Rick. Hi, everybody. And join us next week. The end. Okay, so let me give it a little bit of a swirl. I'm going to set it aside. And while it's opening up, because we're going to have to give it a couple minutes to open up because we do not have an aerator tonight. While it's doing that, let's learn a little bit more about this wine. I'm going to switch cameras here for just a moment. There we go. That's nicer. Okay, so I looked around online for this wine. Vivino listed it for $11.95. And let's see, wine.com, they didn't really have a pricing on this thing. I think, actually, no, they don't have a pricing on it. And I looked around, I didn't see too much for pricing, but I got this at, what did I get this? Oh, yes, it was Total Wine, or as I affectionately call it, Total Wino, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's very affectionate. I'll tell you what I paid for it in just a moment. Let me get caught up in the chat for just a minute. And Ed's still here. I'm glad to hear that, Ed. I'm glad you are. I'm very glad to see you. Let's see. I missed. Okay, I caught what Brass Hot Dog said. TomAntio says woo, and that Square Guy says news. Yes, it's news. It is news. I don't know if you knew about this, and I neglected. Here's the problem. I neglected. This was big news, and I neglected to share it with you on January 1st because it became live on January 1st, and we were supposed to toast it. And we had a 2.5 hour, what was it, almost a 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour on the wine stream. What was the week before last on January 1st, and everybody had such a great time. I know I did, had a great time. It just slipped my mind, but that's what it does. That's my stream of consciousness went off into another stream, I guess. Okay, so anyway, where was I? Oh, yes, the pricing for this wine. Okay, so I went to, I picked this up at Total Wine, and I paid at Total Wine, I paid for this Angeline Pinot Noir, California, $12.99. $12.99. So I actually paid $1 more than what Vivino says it goes for. $1.05 more. So did I get ripped off? I don't know. I think it's just inflation. I think Vivino posted it long before prices went up, and prices have been going up here substantially. So that's state of things today. Inflation. So anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, yes. I'm letting this open up just another minute or so. So I bought it for when they said it was $12.99 for this bottle. So hopefully, I've heard some good things about it, so hopefully it should be okay. Now, before I taste it, there is something else that I wanted to mention, and of course I forgot what it was. Let's go ahead and taste the wine. I'll think of it later. Maybe, if I think of it later. Let's give it a little, oops. I'm spilling stuff already. All right. Vivino gave it 3.5 stars, by the way. 3.6, I think, the rating on that. So let me give it a taste. Now, they're saying, what does it say? It says it's supposed to be cranberry, raspberry, and dark cherry with cola and subtle toasted oak. We shall see. Let's give it a whiff. Now, interesting, I'm not smelling any cranberry in here. I'm smelling cherry, but I'm not smelling cranberry. It smells slightly oaky. It does smell that. Let me give it a whiff. Okay, now I'm getting cranberry. Yeah, in the taste, I'm getting quite a bit of cranberry. That's very interesting. Quite a bit of cranberry, and surprisingly, not that much cherry. Now, I was smelling cherry. This is what I got in the aroma, but when I tasted it, it was mostly cranberry and much less cherry. It is kind of a medium, it's a medium bodied wine, and it kind of tastes fairly smooth. Fairly smooth wine. It's not really that tannic. Yeah, it's very smooth wine. Yeah, cranberry and a cherry. Can't say I'm getting much cola in here right now. I think it needs to open up a little bit. But I think I am getting it just slightly oaky. But I think I'm getting just a little bit of let me see. Maybe a hint of plum. I think I'm tasting a little bit of plum in there. Now, this has quite a long finish, and for 13.8% alcohol, I think is what it said on the label, I am getting a little bit of alcohol in the back of my throat as it goes down. I am tasting that. It has a long finish. It's kind of it's a smooth finish, but I'm getting the alcohol in the back of my throat. I can taste it. No cola so far, but we'll let it open up and see what happens. We'll see what happens. Let me get back to the chat here before we start doing the tasting or the pairing. Excuse me. Let me get back to the chat, and everybody's waiting for the news, the big news. Yeah, this is big news. And Ed says New Year is good so far. I'm glad to hear that, Ed. I hope you're staying well. You know, with all the Omicron, you know, if you listen, I saw a meme or something going on about Star Trek, how they, if you want to learn how to say Omicron, watch Star Trek, because they say it either Omicron or Omicron. It depends on the episode, I guess. So I've heard it both ways, as Sean and Gus would say on Psych. I've heard it both ways. Anyway, you got to check out Psych. Psych's a funny. They're doing all the movies now, so those are good. But go back and check out the show. It's a funny show. It's fun. Anyway, let me give it another taste. So no cola really, but we'll let it open up some more and see what happens. Okay, and back to the chats here on Twitch. Kind of quiet. I know everybody's waiting for the big news. The big news. Let's go to camera 3, and let's try this out because it's getting colder, and it may be too cold at some point for me to even chew. Let's try tasting this or pairing it with the steak. I'm not sure what kind of steak this is. Gee, if you're in the chat, maybe you can fill us in on that. This is a very good steak, by the way. And I do have to tell you what my wife Chi went through to cook the steak tonight. And I'm ashamed of myself because I didn't help her cook the steak. Oh, wow. Now, she grilled this on the grill tonight, outside in very cold weather. This tastes awesome. Excellent pairing with the steak. This Pinot Noir goes great with steak, and it really brings out the flavor, the grilled flavor of the steak. It just really kind of expands on it. It just sort of, I don't want to say accentuates it. It does, but it magnifies it greatly. I really like this with the steak. Very good. Let's go ahead and clear the palate. And let's try it with the Trader Joe's Double Cream Gouda. Back to Cam 3, Trader Joe's Double Cream Gouda. Of course, we've never had a miss on this. And we will try it now with Trader Joe's Double Cream Gouda. And I do have to pour a little more wine for this one. This is creamy. This wine is very smooth. I'm expecting no less than perfection on this one. And I get it. Another perfect pairing. The cheese it's double cream Gouda, so the cheese is naturally creamy anyway. But with a wine as smooth as this one, when you got it paired with a creamy cheese, this is really, I'm liking this wine. I can tell you right off the bat, I like this wine. And you know, if you watch every week, you know that I haven't said that about every wine. So I'm clearing the palate again. We're going back to camera 3. Let's try it now. This is going to be interesting because the Trader Joe's Double Cream Gouda is a soft cheese. This is a hard cheese. This is kind of like a Parmesan. It's no, actually, it kind of is a Parmesan with it's a Toscano with or it's a Parm, I think, with Merlot, with a Merlot edge to it. See that dark purpley thing down there? That's the Merlot skin on it. So this should be very interesting. Now, we have only half that block of cheese because I shredded up part of it to put on top of my spaghetti the other night, and it was quite good. Quite good. This is a good cheese, by the way. That was it wasn't bad. It was just at the very last second, it just kind of something went down the wrong windpipe. I only have one windpipe, yes I know. Wow, but no, that was good. I do have to try that again, I think. Pardon me. Let's try it one more time, because that was kind of a false start. Like everything else I've done tonight. All right. Take 2. To be fair. Without the choking. Okay. You know, I should have opened up this wine with the spaghetti the other night with this shredded cheese on it. It's also very good. I wouldn't say it's perfect. It's not perfect like the double cream Gouda is perfect, but it is quite good. It is quite a good pairing. I do like it. Now we're going to try it. Maybe at the end of the show we'll try it with the cinnamon bun, if I dare. But until then, let's go ahead and have some fun. Let's have some fun here. And I know you want to hear about the big news. I know you want to hear about that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. All right. I do want to acknowledge that Square Guy, first of all, because he was a big help to us on in our new Puzzle Zone show, the new channel that we're doing. I'll tell you all about that a little bit. He is very modest. But we really appreciate you being there. Yeah, he's laughing. But I do appreciate you. Here's to that Square Guy, by the way, and Darcy. Square Guy says, I found a whole piece. You did indeed. And I will tell that story presently. Okay, now I do remember what it was I was going to tell you before. And I think it was, who was it that asked me that? Was it... let me go back here for a second. Who was it that asked me that? It was Breast Hot Dog. Breast Hot Dog. You were saying, wow, what a snowstorm. Yes, it is, and there is a story behind this. Okay, here's what's going on tonight. It's possible, I don't think so, but there's a slight possibility some of the technical issues could be related to the storms that we're having. I doubt it. It's possible. I mean, there's some areas of the country that are getting hit pretty hard right now, so it is quite possible that wherever Caster is located, because Caster is the Caster.io is the service that I use to multi-stream, so it's possible if they're located in that area of the country that has been getting hammered by this huge snowstorm going through, that's quite possible that this could have been related to this. I don't know, but I can't say neither here or there. But however, I think a lot of you in Australia, you're probably not aware of this, but in uh, you have your own weather things going on. But here in the United States, the entire southeast and northeast are about to get hammered with a huge snowstorm, and this thing's been barreling through. I think from the northwest to the southeast, and we were warned here in the Charlotte area several days ago that this thing was coming and it was going to be massive, it was going to be big, and we were going to get 4 to 8 inches in some places, and we were going to get a lot of ice in other places. And it's not so much the snow that was bothering everybody, it was the ice, because an ice storm can be pretty dangerous. So everybody was getting ready here in Charlotte. Now, as the last couple of days have gone by, it hasn't, the forecast has been changing, of course, as it always does. But in the last, throughout the day today, as I understand it, we are getting more ice than snow. Now, up in the foothills and in Boone, like where TomAntio is, up in the Boone area, they're supposed to get a lot of snow. From about midnight tonight to midnight tomorrow night, they're supposed to get a whole lot of snow. And then there's this dividing line up around the uptown area of Charlotte where, they call it uptown. They don't call it downtown. Another story for another time. And I'll do the eye roll too. The dividing line for that is around that uptown area, and then from that area on downward to where we are in South Charlotte and down towards South Carolina, it's supposed to be mostly ice. So it's kind of a wintry mix. That's what they call it now. No, that's kind of a thing, a wintry mix. But this is what we're getting. Is going to be mostly ice. Now, once again, it could change at the last minute. And come on, these predictions are not always accurate per se. We might not get anything here for all I know. It hasn't started yet, as far as I know. But everybody's been in a frenzy. Of course, everybody was at first very excited in Charlotte. They say, "Oh, we're getting snow! We're getting snow! Oh, wow, this is excitement," because we didn't get any last year. And then as the forecast changed over the last couple of days, and it was mostly going to be ice, people that excitement changed to disappointment and then concern, because ice is not good, because it doesn't take much ice to bring down a bunch of power lines, and then we have power outages everywhere. It's going to be disastrous. So everybody's running out to the stores and clearing out the shelves. Not exactly like the toilet paper fiasco of 2020, but that kind of went into 2021. But a lot of the shelves are bare. And she went out to the store earlier to get some propane because we were a little low. We figured we'd just go out and get some if there was some extra. Because in case we lost power, we'd at least be able to cook off the grills. So she went out there and she says, "Well, it's a madhouse out there. It's crazy." So she just got a little bit of propane and left, and said, "I'm not going in there shopping for much else." But so now everybody's kind of in this waiting period. Everybody's kind of sheltered in place for this big storm that's coming. So that's why that's the snowstorm. It's like we're anticipating this. Now, whether we get this, some places will. I'm not expecting us to get much, but it is quite possible that we'll lose power, especially if we're getting ice. If that's the case, if this thing hits a little early, it's quite possible we'll lose power here. Hopefully not during the show, but if everything goes down all of a sudden, you see me talking in the dark, we lost power. But I haven't bought my Generac yet. Okay, so Bryce Hot Dog, that answers your question. Hopefully that answers your question. And Ed, I know you're probably doing pretty well. You're having a nice time in Florida, sunny Florida, that we left to come up here to deal with the snowstorms. Okay, Chi says it's filet mignon. Okay, that's what we're eating over here. What we tasted with was filet mignon. Thank you, G. And no, it's not every day we have filet mignon, and it doesn't mean we're rich because we're certainly not even close. In fact, our refrigerator is giving out on us, and it's like I'm got the bit of the sweats because I'm thinking, oh man, I gotta go out and buy another refrigerator, and I'm not looking. Hopefully that isn't the case right now. But that Square Guy says, if you lose power, won't the stream end? Well, not exactly, not right away. It'll end within about 5 to 10 minutes after we lose power. But I do have backup batteries um, on the. We have a our internet is fiber. We have a fiber connection, so we have a fiber line plugged into a backup battery, and then we have this machine and the other machine here. These ones that are the streaming machine, they're on battery backups as well. So that if we lose power instantly, I might lose a monitor or two that's not on the battery backup. But for the most part, the stream will keep going for about 5-10 minutes, long enough for me to gracefully, or at least attempt to gracefully end it, and then shut down the machines before I lose everything. But for the most part, yeah, we have everything on battery backups. So the Square Guy says, ooh, right, okay. Yeah, some of these battery backups don't last as long as they used to when they were new because they're a few years old, and I'm going to have to go replace them at some point. But we do have, in the studio here, for practical reasons, we do have that. My wife works from home too, and her laptops and stuff, she needs some battery power for a while to keep her going for a while. We do it primarily for our jobs, our day jobs, if we lose power here. But I do have some of that for the stream at night. So I think we're kind of covered. I think we're pretty much covered. Hopefully we don't lose power at all and everything will be okay. So anyway, that's why this. That's the purpose of this. What do we have next going on here? Oh yeah, I was going to talk just briefly about the puzzle zone. Okay, so and that Square Guy was talking about the puzzle piece he found. Well, I think when we on the last stream before our little break here last week, I was telling you about this new channel on Twitch only channel that CM Center and I were going to start, called the Puzzle Zone. And I showed you the puzzle. We were going to start off doing a Lego minifigure puzzle, 1,000 piece puzzle. We thought it would be kind of fun to do. And people that have showed up have had a pretty good time. That Square Guy has been very, very supportive of us. Square Guy and Darcy both, and several other people, Lavely and other people there, other streamers on Twitch have been very supportive of this. It's a Twitch only stream, and we have. And as a matter of fact, this is the. Oh, I don't have it up here now. What do I do with it? Okay, no, we didn't lose power. Let me see. The page didn't pull up. Okay, now we've got it. Okay, there we go. This is the Twitch channel. If you want to check it out, you can go to twitch.tv/thepuzzlezone. We put together puzzles, and as you can see, we've done a few of these streams already on Twitch, and we look forward to doing some more. We're doing a new puzzle this Sunday night. Now we start off doing it. We premiered it on Sunday night last Sunday night. Or was it a week before? It was a week before, I think. I don't know. It's all blur now. But we start off doing this. We've done several streams. We did a couple. We did one on Tuesday, and then we were doing on Thursday. So we've kind of settled on Sundays and Thursdays. Those are the days that we're doing this on. And this is, Sundays and Thursdays on twitch.tv/thepuzzlezone. That's what we're doing here. So check it out. And if you're not part of Twitch, you don't have to join Twitch to go in and watch it. You can just go to the website and you can watch the stream when it occurs, and it's fine. But if you want to interact with the chat, you can set up a little account and interact in the chat. It's not a big deal. But it can be fun to watch. Now this is what we're doing here on this. This isn't just we're expanding this a little bit. Now, this isn't just watching somebody work on a puzzle. We're talking and we're chatting with everybody and we're telling stories and just chatting, kind of like what we do here on the Saturday Night Wine Stream, just like this, except a little twist to it is that you're not just watching somebody put a puzzle together. You're interacting. This is an interactive puzzle building thing where you get in and you contribute to the puzzle building process, the puzzle solving process, I should say. So we encourage you to get into the chat and say, hey, this piece, I show you the pieces. This piece, where do you think it goes? It could go here, it could go there. You are part of solving the puzzle. So it's an interactive thing. And the square guy started off the things off, but he found a piece of the puzzle right there. And don't be modest. Don't be modest. You did a great job with it. And the square guy says, I love the puzzle zone. Really glad you're doing it. And I'm really glad you're there. You and Darcy both. Really appreciate your support. But go check it out. Check it out. It's the puzzle zone. Okay, so what else I got here? I'm following my list. Okay, we're going to show some videos. Everybody ready to show some videos? And then I've got the big news. And of course, I'm going to have some more wine. I hope you're drinking along with me. Okay, so my son TomAntio, as you know, he has a couple of channels. He has he does Cube Command podcasts, which is approaching its 100th episode, and he has another channel on Twitch called TomAntio, and he is, of course, he is in the process, or he's just started his final senior, what do you call it? The semester. Lost my train of thought. At over at Appalachian State in Boone, North Carolina. He has been this past year. He has been working at the radio station and the TV station. Now, App State has a college radio station, considered one of the best college radio stations on the college radio circuit. It's considered one of the top ones on the college radio station. I think they've won some awards for that. I think they won one this past year. Same with the TV station. App State TV is the television station there, also student run and managed, and they're also a top college station, television station in the U.S. So he's working at both the radio and the TV stations. They really like him there. He's doing pretty well. He does right now, currently, last semester he was doing the news breaks on Thursday afternoons at 3 p.m. And he was doing doing the DJ block on Saturdays at noon, from noon to 2. This semester they're going to switch around. He's doing his, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, Tommy, but I think you're doing your news breaks at 9 in the morning on Thursdays, and then you're DJing. You're doing an hour on Fridays at 5, and then I forgot the other time. You're also doing it, I think, on Monday or Tuesday or something in the afternoon. But he's doing fine over there, doing a great job. Now, one of the things is that for his courses, he had to do some student films, and he came up with some pretty interesting ideas. He showed a couple of his films to me, and I thought, okay, these are pretty good. I like these, particularly one. One I thought was pretty funny. I really enjoyed it, and I wanted to share it with everybody. I said, Tommy, can I share these with everybody on the Wine Stream? He said, sure. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to share with you a couple of films. I told him I might save one for next week, but I might show them both. One's a little surreal. The other one is I think is kind of humorous. But I'm going to show both these films, and I'm going to do that right now if everybody's ready. I've got the wine queued up right here. The wine's ready to go. If everybody else is ready to go, let me check the chats one more time, and we'll show one of these films, and then we'll talk about it a little bit and show the other one. But I think, is everybody there? Ed, you still there? Chi, and everybody on Twitch. The score guy says, can't wait to see them. Neither can I. Tom says, "Oh no, yeah, oh yeah." So let's go ahead and get this ready. Let me cue this up here for just a moment. Make sure it's queued up properly because I just want to make sure. Okay, it's ready to go. It's ready to go. Okay, so he did two of them. The first one I think is called what's it called? It's called Door. I call it pizza, but he calls it Door. Okay, so this is the first one. It's called Door. So that was that was Door. I know. I thought that was kind of cute. That was pretty clever. TomAntio says, "Made on the fly." LOL. And Square Guy says, "I love it." Very cinematic. Yeah, it was. I rather enjoyed it. Okay, he's got a second one here. I'm going to show that as soon as I get this queued up. I call it pizza but there really was no pizza. It was the pizza box was empty. Now, someone who is a film fan, a film aficionado, a film expert would be Ed, and he could give you his opinion of it, his review on it. Ed knows film, and I think that let me see if what Ed thinks about this. Oh, and Amy's in the chat. Amy's great to see you. Thanks for being here in the chat. I appreciate you being here. And joining us here. Please stick around because we're going to have some more fun. I'm going to show the next film in just a couple of moments. And Amy says, twist ending blew my mind. And you know what? Ed's giving it a thumbs up. So Ed's giving it a big thumbs up. Big smiley face. He really enjoyed it. He really enjoyed it. So Tom says, thank you. Thank you. He really appreciates that. So I've got one more to show you. And I think this one's called, is it just called Stop Sign? I just call it Stop Sign. This one's a little more surreal. It was a different project that he did, and he can explain it better than me. TomAntio says, "Thank you, glad to hear the positive reception." I probably should have saved this one for last, right? No, the other one's good too. I like the other one too. It's very different. It's a very different kind of film, but I do appreciate it. And it's kind of a surprise ending. I think an unexpected ending. So we'll show that one in just a couple of moments. But first, I want to. No, I don't want to do that. Is anybody else experiencing this ice storm, the snowstorm that's coming through the country? I don't know if anybody else is or not, to be honest. As I often tout that I work for By Two-Way Radios, and I'm really, really big on the whole weather radio thing. And I've got this one right here. I'm now Benny we gave one of these away at during the last wine game the drinking game that we did a couple of weeks ago, and Benny won one of these, and I just received it today. I got it today. And the wine calendars came just late yesterday afternoon, too late for me to ship any of them out. But for those of you who won not wine calendars, what am I saying? The National Day calendars, and for those are going out this coming week, and I'm also sending this one out to you, Benny, if you're watching. You're getting your ER 310 emergency radio, weather radio, and of course, with all the weather stuff going on, I would highly recommend that you get a weather radio. Go to ready.gov. Ready.gov is a government website. Put yourself together an emergency weather kit. Third item on the kit is a weather radio like this. They also recommend that you get a two-way radio like this one. And if you go to ready.gov and put yourself a kit together, I would say please go get a weather radio, and if you do, go to buytwowayradios.com. Buytwowayradios.com, which is not that site right there. Yeah, I kind of messed that up. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to, one of these days, I'm going to get these buttons right. Okay, buytwowayradios.com. They have all kinds of weather radios, and I'm not going to go to the site right now, apparently. It's been one of these nights. I mean, here, I got it up right now. Buytwowayradios.com. They have weather radios. They have all kinds of radios. They have FRS, GMRS radios, business radios, MERS radios, CB radios, scanners, all kinds of radios. Let's see, they have marine radios, airband radios, but the weather radios are of particular interest. If you go buy a weather radio at buytwowayradios.com, put in the code WINESHOW, 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 at checkout. You can save 5% off your entire order, and it's not just on the radios, but in the accessories or any of the miscellaneous products. You can get it there at buytwowayradios.com and save 5% by using the code WINESHOW. That's WINESHOW, and that's for you. Now, for full disclosure, I work for buytwowayradios.com, as I mentioned many times before. I'm the product manager for the company. They do not pay me for this. This is not a paid endorsement, okay? I'm doing this as a public service because I want you to stay safe, and I want you to get a weather radio. And whether you get it from Buy Two Way Radios or not, hope you get it from us. But if you don't, get one anyway from wherever you can get one, and put yourself together an emergency weather kit, because you never know when you're going to have a situation like this. Okay, you just never know. And now once again, they don't pay me extra for doing that. Okay, they just give me the promo code to give to you because I care about you. I want you to save some money. We actually make 5% less. Trust me. So use the promo code. Just do that. That's cool. So anyway, that's that. Let's go ahead and you know what we need to do? We need to do some birthdays. That Square Guy says, I wish we had a snowstorm. Trust me, I don't think you really want a snowstorm. Snowstorms are one thing, but if it's a light snow, that's okay. You know, we get 2 to 4 inches of snow up here, that's cool. But a snowstorm, a blizzard, an ice storm that takes down the power and that just clogs up the roads and everybody's stuck in place. And of course, after 2 years of COVID, we're kind of used to that now anyway. But still, you don't really want a snowstorm, so to speak. Ed says, okay, Dan's in the chat. Dan, great to see you. Dan says, hi, Rick, great cinematic adventure. Well, Dan, thanks a lot. Thanks for being here. And Tom, Dan says he likes the film. We got another one to show here in just a few minutes. Ed says, cutting edge cinematography on Door. And that's Dan says, hey, Amy, the ending blew my mind as well. And Amy says, tsunami warning in San Diego today. Yeah, that's another thing, too. we had a serious situation here where they had a volcano out in the Pacific, an underwater, undersea volcano that blew, and it sent waves, of course, all around the Pacific and coast on both ends. So they had a tsunami warning in Japan. They had one in some of the other islands around there, and of course on the entire west coast of the U.S. So those of you who, I think New Zealand too. I think New Zealand got some warnings, tsunami warnings, and I think here on our west coast they were predicting about 3-foot waves, which you think, well, 3-foot wave, not that big of a deal, but look, it can be destructive. It can still be destructive, and people still have to be prepared for some of that stuff. Amy says in Togo, yes, and is in the Kingdom of Togo, and I think the Kingdom of Togo they had a big tsunami warning there, and I think they had to evacuate the king too. He had to evacuate for safety. And Amy says, I'm going to be sure to get one of those two-way weather radios. Please do. Look, let me tell you about this one that we have. We used it. We took it with us up to Boone last week, and it did come in handy a little bit. But, in fact, we lost power. Chi and I lost power here last week. Now, they're working on, and it was for a different reason. It was actually a nice sunny day, and we lost power for about an hour. And we're both working from home, so that was a kind of a big deal. But they're laying down new power lines. We have underground power lines in our neighborhood, and they were laying down new underground power lines on the road behind our house, and they cut the power for us for a while. I don't know if they did it inadvertently or they were doing it to switch over or something. I don't know, but this came in handy. For a little while, it did, for the light. Now, let me tell you about this one for a second, because it's cool, because I'm big on weather. I'm big on weather radios. As most of you know, I'm a ham radio operator and GMRS license holder, and I do participate, and I have participated in the past as a weather spotter, a national trained weather spotter. And So I'm kind of big on weather radios. We've got a weather station downstairs that I use. Now, this weather radio, which is pretty cool, it has like 5 different power options where you can, it has a lithium battery that's rechargeable in it, and you can recharge other devices with it when this is fully charged. And this is fully charged, by the way. I did that today. It also takes AA batteries. It has solar power, and I have used this. This does work. I set this out in the morning on a sunny day on the back porch, and leave it out there for the day. Come back in, and it's charged. I've also no kidding, really, it is really cool, and it has a hand crank. An emergency power situation, it has a hand crank. This thing has a flashlight, very powerful Cree LED flashlight, and it even does an SOS. This is kind of cool. It has an SOS feature on it. Now, one of the things, it has an AM/FM radio, has all the weather channels, it has a NOAA weather channels for the U.S. and Canada. It has a NOAA weather channels on it, and we have it set up for the NOAA channels in our area. It also has an AM/FM radio built in. One of the things really cool about this radio, my boss says that's not cool. That's just weird. My boss, he always makes a big deal about how I harp on this one, but I really think this is kind of an interesting feature. It has a built-in dog whistle. This thing has a dog whistle. This is a Midland ER310 radio. Midland ER310. It has a built-in dog whistle. My boss thinks it's silly, but I think it's kind of interesting because with a dog whistle, let's put it this way. Let's say, for instance, you get stuck in an avalanche. Not everybody's going to get stuck in an avalanche, but let's just say you're in a situation where they can't find you. They're looking for you, and they can't find you. They send the dogs out looking for you. You activate the dog whistle, which is on constantly. The dogs can hone in on that and more easily find you. Now that, when you start thinking about that, it makes sense. We had an issue a couple of years ago. We had an incident where, uh, not too far away from us, that a doctor and his wife were in their house. They had a really, really big house, and um, apparently there was a gas leak, and the house blew up. I'm not making this up. True story. The house blew up. His wife was killed, uh, but the guy was he. They couldn't find him. They couldn't find him. He was buried under everything, and they couldn't find him. They finally were able to find him like the last minute, because he was injured and everything, and they were able to rescue him, but it took them a long time to do it. And stuff like that happens. I mean, stuff like that happens. You never know. But always good to have something like that around. All right, so Dan says, "Is there any drink with Rich? Is there any drink with Rick merch available?" I'm working on that. Actually, I was the stuff that I've done in the past. I've pretty much given away. That's what I do. This, of course, is a classic. A lot of people have them. Ed has a pair of these. Ed has some of these. A lot of people who have won prizes and stuff in the past I've sent them out. But the Drink with Rick coasters are kind of neat. People like those. I'm out of them at the moment. I'm ordering some more. I have come up with ideas for T-shirts. I've come up with ideas for various things. It's just I haven't really. See, here's the thing. My focus on this show up to this point has not really been monetization. It's been, I'm doing this for fun. This is something, I have a day job, and I'm a long-time podcaster, and I'm a YouTuber, and I do stuff for my day job. That's what I make my salary on. This is something I do for fun on Saturday nights. I just kick back and just do it for fun. So I'm not out to make money. Now, down the road, would I like to? Sure. Why not? Who wouldn't? But that's not my core aim here. My core aim here is just to get people together and have a good time with all my friends. Make new friends, reconnect with old friends, just have a good time. And that's what this show is about. And we've been doing it for 3 years. Been here for a while. But it hasn't been anything that I've really put too much effort into for the money-making side, including merch. Now, yeah, people have asked me about merchandise, buying merch, T-shirts and stuff, and I've had ideas, and I probably will at some point do that very soon. At the moment, not really, because that's not really my focus. My focus is not on self-promotion and stuff like that. It's my focus has really been on just making a buck off this. My focus has been on you and just having a good time with you. That's what I care about most of all. It says a 3-foot wave at sea would grow huge when it hits the shallows and the shore. That is absolutely true. And in Japan they can. If you remember what happened in Japan some years ago, when the Fukushima nuclear power plant got hit, when they had that huge tsunami that came through and killed a lot of people, destroyed a lot of property. I have a brother living in Japan. They had to kind of hightail it for other parts of Japan, and there was a lot of destruction, a lot of bad stuff there, and they had a little bit of a warning. But the thing is that some people, I guess, even so they had the warning, it still doesn't prevent the destruction overall. Let's see. Square Guy says, I'd rather have it over this heat. And you know what? You're having a heat wave over there, aren't you? You're having a pretty serious heat wave. I know you've been struggling through that, and I feel for you on that. Having lived in Florida for 35 years and having dealt with heat waves myself in drought conditions, we've had several years. Ed can attest to that too. With drought-like conditions, it's tough. It's tough. It can get extremely hot in Florida. In Australia, I think you guys set a record, didn't you? The other day, didn't you set a record for the hottest temperature ever? Was that in Melbourne somewhere or what? I don't remember exactly where, but it made the news, and they said something about it hitting it was the hottest or the highest temperature on record anywhere. I mean, anywhere. And the Squirky says, I don't know if it's a heat wave. We've had hotter summers. I think I saw it on NHK on the Japanese news network. They said something about it being like a record day, or actually a world record for the hottest spot. I don't know. You would know more than I do. I don't know, but that's just what I heard on the news. I was going to drink this. I'm doing it now. We've got to toast some birthdays. Okay, let me switch off the snow for a minute. Let's toast a few birthdays and some national days. And when we toast the national days, that's where I'm going to give you the big news that you've been waiting for. The big news. Because it has to do with a national day. Or it has to do with a day. I'm teasing again, right? Okay, let's cue up the fireworks first. Fireworks cued. Let's go ahead and toast some birthdays. Now, the first birthday I would like to toast is for my good friend Kathy. Kathy, your birthday was this past Tuesday. Now, we were not here for the wine stream this past Tuesday. We took the week off, but I did remember you. I did not forget you. I want to toast my good friend Kathy for your birthday. That was the 11th, and that was last Tuesday, yes. Happy, happy birthday, and may you have many, 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 many more. To Kathy Miller, wife of my good friend Mark Miller. They're a great couple, and I've talked about them many times before. They make wine. That's not the reason I like them. They're good friends of ours anyway, but hey, and we've shared many a bottle of wine together. We have. And hopefully we'll continue to do so in the future. But they do make wine, their own wine. And they're neighbors down the street, and they've been doing concerts. They do house concerts. A lot of fun. Been to a lot of great house concerts. And what's cool about the house concerts is that Chi and I can go down there, we can listen to the concert, and we can eat, drink, and be merry. And then we can just walk home because they're down the street. They're down the street and around the corner. We just walk home. I don't have to drive. It's great. I love it. And as I say, don't drink and drive, okay? Yeah. The next birthday I'd like to toast is for my friend Jessica. Jessica is a fellow podcaster, and she also runs she actually is one of the co-founders and runs She Podcasts, which they do this is it's a podcast convention for women who podcast. But it's not necessarily limited to just women only. I mean, they let everybody in, but it's kind of centered towards women in podcasting. And toward Jessica, my good friend Jessica, your birthday was what? Tomorrow, and it'll be tomorrow in about 20 minutes. So your birthday is the 16th, Sunday, 2022. For Jessica, happy, happy birthday, and may you have many, 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 many more. To Jessica Kupferman. I have another birthday to toast. This is for my good friend Lon. Lon, who is related to Matthew Snyder, who, of course, I've gotten a lot of my wine from them. I paid for most of it. They gave me a bottle or two for full disclosure. They gave me a bottle or so, but I bought most of it. Most of the ones that I've reviewed, I've purchased from them. They're the owners of the wine store, winestore-online.com, who I talk about a lot. Good people, great people, and some great wines, and they know their wines. For Lon, your birthday is what, Monday? Yeah, Monday the 16th. Monday the 16th. So Lon, to Lon, happy, happy birthday, and may you have many, 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 many more. To Lon Snyder. Next birthday, my good friend Jeffrey. Jeffrey Powers. Jeffrey and I go way, way back. We're both longtime podcasters. And as a matter of fact, I met him, not in person, virtually, met him when we were both part of the TED Podcast Network. We're still kind of both part of the TED Podcast Network in one way or another. But Jeffrey was doing, he's done a number of different podcasts and streams, and he's another one of my inspirations for doing streaming like this. He was ahead of me on that sort of thing, definitely. But Jeffrey's a cool guy, wild man, cool guy. Jeffrey, I want to say your birthday is Wednesday, right? Wednesday the 19th. Okay, that is Wednesday, right? Yes, Wednesday. It's coming Wednesday the 19th. So to my good friend Jeffrey, happy birthday, and may you have many, 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 many more. Jeffrey, to Jeffrey Powers. Okay, I've got one more birthday to toast. This is also for a special friend of mine. This is for my good friend Phil. Phil and I go way, way back to Channel 35 when we were both working at WOFL, Fox 35, the Fox affiliate down there. And actually, I started working there long before it became a Fox affiliate. That was when it was in a small indie station in Orlando, Florida, Channel 35. And I started working in the film department there. Phil was a part of the production department. He worked in the production department we had. And also later on when we became Skyline Studios. Skyline Teleproductions, I should say. Skyline Teleproductions. So anyway, Phil and I go way, way back, and a good guy. He's super nice guy. Always enjoyed talking with Phil. Anyway, to Phil, your birthday is, let's see, when is your birthday? Oh, Thursday, right? The 20th? Yeah. Thursday, this coming Thursday, the 20th. Anyway, to Phil, happy birthday. And may you have many, 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 many more. To my good friend Phil Bond. I guess that does it for the birthdays. Once again, this is what we're drinking. We're drinking the Angeline Pinot Noir. It's 2020. It's California wine. It is 13.8% alcohol by volume. And so far, I'm really enjoying this wine. And no, I don't taste the color yet, but I'm going to let it open up just a little bit more. And perhaps I will taste it by the end of the show. On with the show. Let me go back to Facebook for a minute. And Amy says, happy birthday. Dan says, really enjoyed your episode on Malbec. Thank you. I much appreciate that. Really, Dan. Thank you very much. And Amy says, go women. Happy birthday, Jessica. Yes, absolutely. Happy birthday. And I'll do that one more time. I'll toast Amy too. And Dan, thank you for joining us tonight. We do have a few national days, okay, and this comes up to the big news. And Amy, Dan, this may interest you as well. I don't know, but we'll see. This is big news for everybody. Especially if you're a podcaster or a streamer or anybody who's interested in that sort of thing. One of the things that we get as old-time podcasters, I've been podcasting since 2006, and one of the questions that we get a lot is where do I find music for my podcasts? This is a teaser, okay? This is a teaser. Now, Square Guy, we had a similar discussion about this the other day. Okay, here's the teaser. Let's go ahead and toast the national days. Okay, so January 15th, which is today for only about 15 more minutes, January 15th is National Bagel Day. Did you know that today is National Bagel Day? I love bagels. I don't think I had one this morning. Did we? We had waffles this morning, didn't we, Chi? And but I did have a bagel yesterday. Pretty good bagel, actually. Love bagels. I don't put lox on mine. No. If you do, that's fine. I just have bagels. I put butter on my bagels. I do different things with the bagels. Sometimes I have butter. Sometimes I put a little honey on it. Sometimes, it's just different things. But I used to put cream cheese on the bagel, but lately it hasn't really been sitting too well with me, and I'm not going there. But I usually with butter. But I love a good bagel. She will often make, for breakfast, she will make me a bagel sandwich where she'll put an egg on it, either fried or scrambled or an omelet kind of style, and some cheese and sometimes some turkey bacon, and she'll put it all in a bagel. Talk about a full breakfast. That's a full breakfast. I love bagels. Here's the National Bagel Day. And you know what? I almost forgot. I forgot the waves. There we go. Gotta have the waves, right? This is for the national days. All right, here's the National Bagel Day. Wine-colored waves, yes. Okay, this one is going to take some explaining. January 15th is also National Booch Day. Do you know what booch is? I know, it sounds weird. Okay, for those of you who don't know what National Booch Day, it's okay. It's still family friendly. Nothing dirty or nasty or anything like that. Okay, for those who do know, yeah, you know. Okay, kombucha? Is that how it's pronounced? I don't know because I've never really tried it myself. Kombucha or booch, and this is coming from the nationaldaycalendar.com website, nationaldaycalendar.com. This is my good friend Marlo Anderson's website. Marlo's the CEO of nationaldaycalendar.com, which, by the way, I saw him on, he was working CES, the Consumer Electronics Show last week, and I saw him doing an interview, and I thought, hey, wait a minute, is that Marlo? Oh, and it is Marlo. So Marlo was conducting the interviews down on the floor of CES. But this is coming right from their website. Kombucha or booch is a lightly effervescent fermented beverage with a bold, invigorating taste. With flavor options from sweet to tart, Kavita Master Brew Kombucha pairs well with any meal and has billions of live probiotics in every bottle. I'm going to have to try that. I could use some probiotics. I could use something. Wow. I did not know that. Did not know. Did anybody know what booch is? Did anybody know this? I did not know. That square guy says kombucha is really nice. I like it. So you know what kombucha is. Okay. Cool. You'll have to tell us a little bit more about that. And Amy says, cheers. She says, everything bagels are where it's at. Everything bagels are where it's at. Oh boy, that opens up everything bagels. You know, my wife, she likes everything bagels. I know a lot of people who do, but I'm not. There's some things they put on the everything bagels, like the small seeds and stuff, that I can't really eat anymore. Never really been. You're right, Amy. You're right. It's an acquired taste. She says everything bagels are an acquired taste. Amy says, can she make me one? Oh, with the can she make you one with the egg and the? Oh, I'll tell you what, they're pretty awesome, but they are filling. They will. They're a great way to start the day. You'll skip lunch, maybe skip dinner. They're pretty filling. They're very filling. But Amy says, I did, but I'm in San Diego. Ha ha ha. Oh, okay. Yes. You know, yeah. It is an acquired. Everything bagels are an acquired taste. Now, Amy, you're in San Diego. On the East Coast, we have a place in Orlando called Bagel King, and it's really well known and well liked. And every time we go back to Orlando to visit, because we have relatives and friends there, we left Orlando over 15 years ago, going on 16. But we go there for Podfest every year, and then we go back to visit a lot of our friends and relatives. But we make it a point to at least have one meal at Bagel King, and it is awesome because they make their bagels fresh and everything like that. Chino's one of the owners of Bagel King there, and we have a long history with them. And Bagel King is just an awesome place. I think they have 3 locations, but the one we go to is the one where it used to be called Butler Plaza. It's not called that anymore, but it's on the corner of 436, State Road 436, and Howell Branch Road. And on Howell Branch. So near where I had my computer store back in the day. But it's is an awesome place, and they serve some breakfast bagels, kind of similar to what she makes. They're really, really big bagels. I tell you what, though, we'll go there in the morning and we'll have sometimes on the way out of town, and we'll have one, and it it keeps us going through the day on the trip back to Charlotte from O-Town. It keeps us going. I tell you what, nothing beats a good bagel. Amy says, and kombucha is the acquired taste. Yeah, I guess it is, but I have to try it. I've never tried it. I'll have to try it one of these days. But okay, I'll toast it then. I'll toast it. Here's to National Booch Day. It's also National Hat Day. Hat Day, which I collect a lot of hats. I have a lot of hats. We have a lot of hats in this house. A lot of hats. Here's the National Hat Day. And oh yeah, everybody's got to toast this, right? Anybody who likes strawberry ice cream. National Strawberry Ice Cream Day. And Ed, I know you like strawberry ice cream. Ed and I have made a lot of ice cream dishes with strawberry ice cream. And I'm not going to regale everybody with the stories tonight, but for many of you who have followed the stream for a long time, you know that Ed and I both worked at Disney, at Walt Disney World, when we were young, very young. Well, actually, Ed actually fairly recently retired from Disney. I worked there for 9 years. That's about all I could take. But no, I enjoyed my time, a lot of my time at Disney, and I always enjoyed working with Ed. And Ed and I worked in the cone shop for a while when we first started working there at the board and cone shop at the Veranda Village Pavilion in the Walt Disney World Village. And we made a lot of ice cream there, and we scooped a lot of strawberry ice cream. And it was years before I could eat ice cream again after I left Disney. It was years, but I got back to doing it. I like strawberry. I have other flavors that I prefer, but I do like strawberry. It's one of the flavors that I do like. Here's a National Strawberry Ice Cream Day. I'll drink to that. And Amy's clicking glasses together. Yeah. What are you drinking? Are you drinking anything, Amy? And what about? I know Ed's probably drinking something really healthy, healthier than what I'm drinking. Actually, wine's healthy. But Dan, what are you drinking? What are you drinking? Are you drinking anything in particular? And on Twitch, the Square Guy says we drink it as a treat. Oh, he says that Square Guy says I like it. I like kombucha. We drink it as a treat. Yeah, it's a big thing in Melbourne. Wow, I did not know that. A lot of it is made here. So a lot of kombucha is made there. Am I pronouncing this right? Is it kombucha? Kombucha? I think that's correct. I hope I'm doing this. Yup. Yeah, he says yup. Okay, so did I toast National Strawberry Ice Cream Day? Okay. It's also, today's National Use Your Gift Card Day. The third Saturday in January is Use Your Gift Card. I'm sure we all know why today is National Use Your Gift Card Day. Because a lot of people got gift cards for the holidays, right? Now, gift cards generally most gift cards don't have expiration dates, but there might be a couple that do. Or if a business goes out of business, you want to use your gift card before they do. So, National Use Your Gift Card Day. I'll drink to that. All right, January 16th is today in about 5 more minutes. January 16th, Sunday. National Fig Newton Day. Hoo-hoo, I'll drink to that. I love Fig Newtons. I can't eat them anymore, but I do love them because they got the little tiny seeds in them for the figs. I love Fig Newtons, and they're healthy for you. Really, as the cookies go, I don't know if I call them a cookie. More like I don't know. Would you classify Fig Newton as a cookie or as a cake? Somewhere in between. Here's a National Fig Newton Day. It's also, January 16th is also National Nothing Day. National Nothing Day. Why not? I'll drink to that. I'll drink to nothing. Sure, I drink to everything. I'll drink to nothing. Why not? National Nothing Day. It's also National Religious Freedom Day. I do believe in religious freedom. We don't talk about politics or religion on the show, but I do say that everybody should have the freedom to worship the way they want to worship. You have the choice to. I believe in choice. Everybody should have the choice to decide for themselves what to believe in, what not to believe in. National Religious Freedom Day. National Without a Scalpel Day. I've been under the knife a few times. I don't know if you have, but I have. Fortunately, they put me under every time before they did that. I've got a story about that, by the way. I'll save it for another time, maybe. Somebody reminds me. Not tonight. National Without a Scalpel Day. I'll drink to that. I think that does it for the national days. We're doing the national days. Once again, this is what we're drinking. The Angeline 2020 Pinot Noir. California wine, 13.8% alcohol by volume. And I think I'm starting to feel it now. I think I better pace myself a little bit more on this one. I think I should. All right, so we're going to show you another film. Oh, the big news. I almost forgot. Thanks for reminding me, whoever was going to remind me. And we have one more national day to toast. Yeah, the big news. This is big news, and I think everybody would appreciate this. Everybody should appreciate it. Let me put the wave back up. Okay. This is really big news. Okay. So, I'm going to let it all out here right now. Okay, January 1st, as I said before, at the beginning towards the beginning of the show, I completely forgot. When we were toasting the national days on January 1st, it completely missed what day this was because we were having such a good time. I want to go back and capture that again somehow. January 1st, which we're going to toast right now, a very, very important day for the whole world, including for us here in the U.S., but for the whole world, really. January 1st was National Public Domain Day. National Public Domain Day. Now, for those of you who are a little confused and say, okay, why are you toasting the public domain? What's in the public domain? What is the public domain? For those of you who are content creators, this is a really big deal. Okay, so the public domain. And I'm going to pull up a website for just a moment. Not here. I'm going to show it to you here, but pulling up for my reference. You can go check it out. web.law.duke.edu. Public Domain Day 2022, January 1st, 2022, and I'm reading this from their website. January 1st, 2022 is Public Domain Day. Works from 1926 are open to all, as is a cornucopia of recorded music. An estimated 400,000 sound recordings from before 1923. They're now in the public domain. 400,000 musical compositions and recordings from 1926 back are now available in the public domain. They're in the public, which means that you can freely use them without fear of copyright infringement or DCMA takedown or anything like that. They are free to use. They're in the public domain. You have the right to use them freely. You can take the original works. And here's what public domain means. It means they're in the public domain. It means that not only can you just play them, and stream them, perform them, use it in your podcasts or videos or whatever, but you can take them and repurpose them any way you want because they're in the public domain. This is a really, really big deal. Now, I'm going to read this from the website here. On January 1st, 2022, copyrighted works from 1926 will enter the U.S. public domain, where they will be free for all to copy, share, and build upon. The lineup this year is stunning. It includes, now get this, now this is not just recorded works, a lot more than that. It includes books, such as A.A. Milne's Winnie the Pooh, the first Winnie the Pooh book. That's a pretty big deal. Felix Salten's Bambi, Ernest Hemingway's The Sun Also Rises, Langston Hughes' The Weary Blues, and Dorothy Parker's Enough Rope. Classic literary works. There are scores of silent films, including titles featuring Harold Lloyd, Buster Keaton, and Greta Garbo. Famous Broadway songs, and well-known jazz standards. But that's not all. In 2022, we get a bonus. An estimated 400,000 sound recordings from before 1923 will be entering the public domain too. This is a really big deal. So what does that mean? I mean, you think about it. Let it sink in for a second. What does that mean? And for a lot of content creators, it'll come to you slowly that, wow, I can take and repurpose some of those works for anything I want to do. And let me stop here by showing you an example and by celebrating that with this. That's an example. That was actually from a public domain film, by the way, from earlier, and I've used it for the past year, but it was already in the public domain. But what this means is that you can take and repurpose all kinds of stuff, and you can colorize it, you can chop it up and take pieces of it and use pieces of it for whatever you want to do. This is amazing stuff. Now, a little bit of backstory here with public domain stuff. Why did it take so long for us to be able to get to do this stuff? Technically speaking, a lot of works up to about 1976 originally should have been already in the public domain so that we can use them. And you're thinking, well, why is that, Rick? Why is it that we can't use those things? Well, here's what happened. The original laws for copyright, and this, it was there for a reason. The original copyright laws, the original intent of copyright was that, after 50 years or so after the death of the creator, after the content creator, then it goes into the public domain. Well, you had some special interests there that didn't like that law, the way it was set up, and they lobbied really, really hard to extend it. So initially they extended it to, I think, 75 years. And then the last extension was to 90 years. Now, I'm going to tell you who lobbied really, really hard for this. I'm going to tell you. And this is one reason why I have, I don't know. I don't want to go too far into this. The biggest lobbyist for this was Disney. And the reason that Disney lobbied very heavily both times for this was for obvious reasons. You see, Steamboat Willie, the first Mickey Mouse cartoon, which launched Mickey into worldwide stardom, and basically is the icon for Disney. This is Disney's mascot, Disney's icon. This is part of Disney. Mickey Mouse came around in Steamboat Willie, first sound cartoon. That's where he was introduced, and Minnie as well. Actually, Mickey and Minnie were both in that cartoon. And what's now known as Pegleg Pete, who's just called Pete then, but Pegleg Pete. introduced in that film. And this cartoon was originally going to be released in the public domain, which means that Mickey's likeness at the time would have been in the public domain several decades ago. Okay, so Disney, realizing that they were going to lose their cash cow on Mickey, Mickey's likeness, they lobbied really hard to get that extended. Then they, just about the time that the copyright was going to expire again, they lobbied very heavily. And what that means, lobbying, is they go to Congress and spend a lot of money and schmooze a lot of Congress people into passing an addendum to the copyright law to get extended to 90 years. Now, here's the thing. Here's the danger here, because Mickey is he's scheduled to go into the public domain again, I think in 2024. So I'm pretty sure, this is just a guess, but I'm pretty sure that Disney is now in the process of lobbying very heavily to get that copyright law extended again. 100 years, 120 years, who knows? If they do this, this is going to pretty much destroy a lot of our freedom of expression, really, in a way, and for art. This is going to the purpose of the original purpose, the original intent of copyright law, as it was originally, was to encourage and to promote artistic development. Having the copyrights expire at the end of that original period was going to help promote more innovation and more artistic artistic achievements. It really was supposed to really to help the arts. This was for the arts. And for me personally, I mean, from a personal standpoint, yes, I'm a filmmaker, and I do appreciate copyright law, and I do have respect for copyright law. As a copyright holder of films and videos and other content, I do appreciate that. However, 50 years after I die, when I die, I'm not going to care. I'm not going to care who does what with my stuff. Okay? I really don't care. Do it. Take my stuff, if there's anything worth taking, and build upon it, change it, do stuff and create something new. I want that. Now, while I'm alive, put a lot of work into my content, and so yes, I value my copyrights and my content, and I want to make the most of it while I can, while I'm still alive. But after I die, 50 years after I die, I don't care. Take it and do things with it, create with it, make the most of it. And that was the original intent of the copyright law. It promotes the arts. What Disney did a couple of times, and what they will probably try to do again, is they're really trying to stifle this, because they want control over, they don't want to lose their Mickey Mouse. They don't want to lose control over the stuff they've done. I can tell you something. I can't speak for Walt Disney, because he's been dead for since the 1960s, since 1966. But knowing what I know of Walt Disney, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be happy with this, because he was an artist. Disney was an artist. He was not the cold bean counter that the people running the Disney company are today. We all know what they did to Star Wars, right? I'm not even going there tonight. I was going to talk about sci-fi a little bit, right? But I'm going on my rant. Okay, I'm going on my rant tonight, but that's my rant. So here's the thing. Going back full circle to today, or to January 1st of this year, 2022, this is a really big deal. for content creators. So if you're a content creator or you're an aspiring content creator, make the most of it. Make the most of it. I wasn't neglecting the chat, but I was kind of going into my thing there. Amy says all about fair use over here. Yes, it is all. It's about fair use. Yeah, that's fair use. Dan says, tell him, Rick, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. So here's Dan. Dan's going to tell us like it is here. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use of purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. That's true. But by taking the copyright laws and trying to extend it further, just for a corporate stranglehold on that artwork or that art, you're actually stifling. You're not only stifling the innovation and the continuing creation of art, but you're also hurting the fair use of that art. You're really hurting fair use of it. And I'll be honest with you. I can tell you, having been in the media business, having worked in the media business and in the industry, that they don't like fair use. They don't, and unless, of course, it's for their favor. If they, like say, for instance, if Disney was going to use something for, say, they own they own ABC and they own these other conglomerates, but if they were going to use it for their own networks and things like that, then they're for fair use. But anything else, they're not. Definitely not. If it was outside their network, they don't like it. They don't like it at all. And there are other entities that do not like the fair use law and try to do what they can to undermine it and to decimate it and change it and do away with it and whatever, because they don't like it. The thing is, though, that hurts you and me, the people who just want to be able to create things and express ourselves. Freedom of expression. That's an important freedom to have, I think. That's one that I do cherish a lot, is freedom, the freedom to express myself. And that's what I'm doing here on the Wine Show, on the Wine Stream. And that's what you do on your streams. Those who have the streams on Twitch and wherever else, YouTube, whatever, that's what you're doing. You're expressing yourselves. Square Guy's been pretty quiet during most of this. I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and because I did promise this. Oh, I got to toast this first. Okay, let's toast this. Here is to January 1st, 2022, Public Domain Day. Public Domain Day. I'll drink to that. And I'll toast it again because I think it's worth a double toast. To Public Domain Day. I will drink to that. Now, going forward, you're going to see me do more things with things in the public domain. I'm going to do a little bit more than that. Now, we'll see how it goes along. Now, right now, I do have something that was created by a local creator who is... it's copyrighted too. Here's the thing. Anything you create, you have a natural copyright to. You don't have to you can put the copyright symbol on there, create it, copyright by Dan or copyright by that Square Guy or by TomAntio or by Amy. You have anything that you create, you have a natural legal copyright to. TomAntio has one for this, but he's allowed me to share it with you tonight. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you. Why do I have the Byte 2 Radios thing up here? Darn. I forgot to fix that. Okay. See, I'm going off of my rants and I'm forgetting about all this other stuff. Okay. Anyway. Let's see if that's better. That's better. Okay. Apologies, folks. All right. So let's go into the next video. This is Tommy's other video, and this is a little bit, I'll let you, this is something that you're probably going to have to use your imagination with and interpret, use your own interpretation on, okay? I think that's what it's designed to do. It's for personal interpretation. So let me go ahead and cue that one up, and we're going to go ahead and play this one. This is called Stop Sign. Here we go. Stop sign.
I'm here to talk to you today about one of nature's most aggressive wonders. Of unknown origin, the American stop sign is known in the Boone area as the Scourge of the North. Recognizable by its large, bulbous head and tall stature, one can assume that the stop sign is ready to kill at any given moment. Unrecognizable in its usual gray colors, it dons a bright red shade when it is on edge and about to strike. The biggest downside of being in its attack radius is that you will never know exactly when it will pounce. In fact, we had captured visuals of its docile colors, but the footage was unfortunately destroyed in a car accident nearby. Furthermore, we would now like to explain the proper way to approach a stop sign when hunting for
I thought I told you never to return to this realm.
Now hold on just a darn second. What's going
Guards,
on?
detain the whippersnapper.
Hey, I didn't finish.
And you never will.
No, Grandma, why?
That was Stop Sign. I'll let you come up with your own interpretation for that film. So let me know what you think of that. Anyway, that was the Stop Sign. Ed says a story for you to read, Melancholy Elephants by Spider Robinson. Melancholy Elephants. I'll have to bookmark that. Ed says Disney used things that were public domain at the time. And that is true. That is very true. Here's Disney, who was a big believer in using public domain, and they used a lot of stuff that was in the public domain, and here they are now. And then, of course, that was Disney. That was Walt doing. He was a big believer in that. But here's Disney now in this day and age that since Walt's passing, who've really, really lobbied hard against the public domain. They've lobbied hard against it. So that tells you something right there. That tells you that Disney is not... Well, I'm going to go on a tangent now, aren't I? I have Disney's... the story of Disney. I've studied Walt Disney quite a bit when I was younger. I was kind of a fan of Walt Disney. And I really admired him quite a bit. So when I was younger, I studied him quite a bit. I think I even did a paper on him once. And big admirer of Walt Disney. And basically because he was an artist, but mostly because he was an innovator. He was an inventor, an innovator for his time. Very impressive, I think Walt Disney World was. But and that's one of the reasons I wanted to go to work for at Walt Disney World at the time, is because I really had the Disney Stardust there. It was the pixie dust. I had the Disney pixie dust in my head. Because I thought that was the world of Walt Disney, that they were going to continue on with Walt's legacy and his tradition and his mantra and his belief system. And it was kind of a rude awakening later on where I realized, this isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. And as time went on, I realized it's not at all what what I think Walt wanted either. I think it started with Epcot. Well, Epcot was I was really looking forward to Epcot because as Walt had envisioned it, Epcot was supposed to be the experimental prototype community of tomorrow. That's what Epcot was called. Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. Epcot was an acronym for that very thing. And what Walt Disney wanted to do was he wanted to create a city of tomorrow, a city of the future, a working city where people could live and work and play, a real city. After Walt passed, the company decided, wait a minute, this is expensive, and it's going to cost a lot of money to build this thing, and we're not getting, what are we getting out of it? What's in it for us? What's in it for the shareholders? And at that point, they decided, no, we're scrapping the whole city idea. We're going to turn this into a theme park where people can pay us to go visit it. They're not going to live there, but they're going to pay us lots of money to go visit it. And it's going to be entertaining. And it was entertaining. I like Epcot. I really do. I'm not putting it all down. I really do like Epcot. Visited many times. I worked there for a while, and I liked Epcot. But it was not. Epcot was not what Walt envisioned. That was not his dream. He was dreaming of a city of tomorrow. That was something totally different from what the company built. And I watched Epcot being built. I was there. I was working there and watched it being built from the ground up. And I was very disappointed over time over what it came to be, in the sense that I wanted to be in Epcot. I wanted to live in the city of tomorrow. I wanted to be part of that. I wanted to be in the city of the future. Not as an employee of Disney, not wearing a Disney costume. I wanted to live and work there. I wanted to be part of that experience of life in the city of tomorrow, as Walt envisioned it, and such was not to be. So I was kind of disillusioned. By the time I left Disney, I was fairly disillusioned about that, and I don't think I was alone in that disillusionment. But that's what happened, and but I can tell you that the company that Disney is today is not the company that Walt built. Absolutely not the company that Walt built, and I don't know that it ever will be ever again, to be honest. So that's my second rant for the night, right? Look, I'm not going to put down Disney the whole time, and they've done some good things, but I don't know. It's just Ed says, I read that. Amy says, I'm left with so many questions. Well, what questions do you have, Amy? Dan says, I'm still digesting Stop Sign. That was heavy. I find it had a touch of M. Night Shyamalan style. Okay, Tommy, you catching this? I'm not sure if he's going to take that as a compliment or not. That's good. That's good, though. That's good feedback, though, Dan. That's good feedback. I find it had a touch of M. Night Shyamalan style. Let's see what TomAntio says about that. That's interesting. Yeah, maybe a little bit. You know that I kind of like Shyamalan and some of his work. Now there's some people who have some of his earlier stuff they liked, and then later on they grew to dislike a lot. And I know that that some film buffs have kind of dumped on him a little bit. Okay, I understand that, and it's okay because there's some of his films have disappointed me. Watching them, I expected something a little bit different than what I got. But I have to say that The Village, when I saw The Village, it was I expecting something completely different from what I got, but it wasn't necessary. I was a little disappointed in the ending, but it actually, and when I got to thinking about it, it kind of reminded me more like The Analyst. Now, for those who don't know, The Analyst is a film I made, a short film that I made back in when we were still shooting stuff on film, back in the early 80s. That, as a matter of fact, Ed did the music for. He did the music track for The Analyst. I should show that again. Should I show that again? I should show that again sometime. I don't know if I can show it tonight. Why not? Why don't I just show that tonight? Do I have it? Do I have it queued up? I don't think I have it queued up. I don't even think I have it queued up. Let's see if I have The Analyst queued up. I know we're going long on this, but why not? Why not if I can show it? But it's kind of reminiscent of The Analyst in some ways, I guess. Kind of a cross between Shyamalan and Twilight Zone. You know, some Rod Serling stuff. Actually, when I made the film, when I shot the film, we made it. It was really more along the lines of Twilight Zone kind of stuff. Let me see if I can pull it up. I don't know if I can. I don't even know if I have it on this system. Let me take a quick look. But you know, if anybody wants to see it, I can show it real quick. I thought maybe I had it on here, but maybe not. Okay, let me try this. Let me see if it is here on the system. Whoa, this is taking me off. This is really taking me off the beaten path. That Square Guy, you've seen it, right? You've seen the film. Let me look. And I may not even have it on here. Let me see, just a moment. I've got some of the other films on here, but I don't think I have it on here, do I? I'm looking for it again. I don't see it. Okay, so yeah, I'll probably have to queue up The Analyst and show it again sometime. Maybe next week. Maybe next week we'll show The Analyst one more time and do that. So join me. Yeah, why not? It's been a while since we've shown it. So we'll show The Analyst. It was shot on Super 8mm sound film. We'll see. Anyway, I guess that's mostly what I got here. So Dan says, TomAntio, Dan says it reminds him of Shyamalan. Interesting take on that. That's an interesting take. What do you guys think? Yeah, everybody else? Or anybody still watching? I'm still drinking, so I'm good. All right. I think it's about time to close it up, don't you? All right, let me give you my final summary on the wine. I'm going to write that down. Maybe we should do The Analyst again. It's been a while since we've shown it. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll show The Analyst next week. And then the week after next, I've got another film I want to show you because it's something I've been working on for a while, and hopefully I'll have it ready in time. I think you'll like it. So, where was it? Oh, yes, final summary. This is what we're drinking tonight. The Angeline, I don't know, 13.5% alcohol by volume on this wine, and 2/3 of the way down the bottle. It doesn't really matter what it's called. It's pretty good. It says, looking at the back of the wine once again, it says vivid notes of cranberry, raspberry, and dark cherry with cola and subtle toasted oak. I'll tell you, I'm getting the cranberry I've got. That's good. Cherry, a hint of that. Let me get another taste for the cola. I wasn't really paying attention. Actually, come to think of it, there is kind of a slight hint of cola in here. Yeah, I guess there is. Huh. It is slightly oaky, not a lot. not a lot of tannin in this wine. But it is very, very smooth, and it went very, very well with everything that we tried it with here. It went very well with the filet mignon, I think is what she said it was, and the Trader Joe's double cream Gouda. And this is the this has Merlot on the edge of it. It's like a what is this thing? I don't know anymore. The wine's starting to take effect. But I did say that I was going to try it with the cinnamon buns, and I'm taking a chance on this because I don't know if that's really a good idea or not. But let's do it anyway. This is not going to help me lose weight. It's not going to help me keep my New Year's resolution for losing weight. Actually interacts pretty well with the cinnamon. I like it. All right. So there you go. Anyway, next week we have another. I'm thinking about opening up the Banknote. There's a wine here I've been wanting to try called Banknote, and that's from Wine Store. There's another wine here called Satisday, and that's another one that I've been wanting to try for a while. That one there is, I don't remember what it is. It's a wine. We'll see if it's good or not. That came from Wine Store, I think. Or Total Wine, one of the two. Anyway, next week we're going to review another wine. We're going to have it with some more food, more fun. Another film. I think I will show The Analyst next week. Why not? Why don't we have a film marathon? I'll show The Analyst and maybe a new one. That I've done that you've never seen before on the internet. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Wow, I have so many people to thank. I want to thank my good friend Ed for being here, as always. Amy, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And yes, go women. Happy birthday, Jessica. And yes, go women. And kombucha, I'm going to have to try kombucha. I am going to have to try that for that Square Guy too. Dan, thank you very much for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. It is much appreciated. I'm sorry for those who watch me on YouTube normally. I don't think it's going out on YouTube at all, and I apologize once again. If you were trying to watch me on YouTube, I'm sorry. Those who are watching me on Twitch passively, as you often do, thank you for joining me there. And on Twitch, of course, did I say Twitch? Twitter, I mean. And on Twitch, thank you. I want to thank everybody who joined me here on Twitch. I want to thank that Square Guy, of course. And, Kevin. Kevin, thank you for being here. You're kind of quiet tonight later on, but thank you for joining us tonight. TomAntio, Keldo60, thank you for being, Keldeo60, I'm sorry. Thank you for being here with me tonight. And Breast Hot Dog, thank you for joining me as well. Thank you for joining us all here. And everybody else who joined in, who was watching but didn't jump into the chat, thank you for being here. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Look, as a reminder, I want to remind everybody, please do not drink and drive. Drink in the comfort of your home, your apartment, your hotel, your dwelling, whatever it is. Stay there. Call an Uber, call a Lyft, call a cab, call a friend, or just stay there, please. Don't drink and drive. It's not worth it. You're putting not only yourself at risk, but you're putting others at risk as well. And we all know, I know, that you don't want to do that. I know that. You're good people. You're a good person. You don't want to do that. So please, don't drink and drive. Also, don't text and drive, because that's bad news too. That's not good either. Because I want you to have a great week. But most of all, I want you to have a safe week. So you can join me here again next week on the Saturday Night Wine Stream, and we can all get together and drink with Rick. Good night.